There's a new bunch on the block in the National Hockey League.
And it's with mixed emotions.
The Edmonton Oilers, the Stanley Cup champions of 1985.
Peter was running into financial difficulties.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Edmonton Oilers have won the 1987 Stanley Cup. The 1988 Stanley Cup champions, the Edmonton Oilers, have won it again.
That the Edmonton Oilers have agreed to trade Wayne Gretzky.
I'm disappointed about having to leave Edmonton. Promised Mess I wouldn't do this.
I think the league never expected us to win another cup after Wayne left.
The Edmonton Oilers, Stanley Cup champions, 1990.
You know, for us it was bittersweet. We felt a little bit sad that he wasn't there to share it with us.
We'd lost one member of the family, but the rest of them picked up their shoes and carried on.
There's really nothing like hockey in Edmonton, the city of champions. And for the Oilers, the fans expected nothing less. 4 cups in 5 years. But that was with Wayne. The first season without the Great One was tough for Oilers fans. But going into the playoffs as defending Stanley Cup champions, the team had a lot to prove. But that didn't go as planned.
Here's Gretzky with an empty net. Gretzky, he shoots, he scores!
Now the crowd's counting it down. 7 seconds and the Oiler reign is over. 3. The Kings have defeated and eliminated the defending Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers.
The first season without Wayne, we spent an entire year. There was a lot of questions unanswered, a lot of hanging our hats, unfortunately, on why. And before we knew it, we were out of the playoffs, and all we had was our own selves to sort of cling on to.
Now, 1 full year after the biggest trade in hockey history, it was time to move on. The shock had worn off, and everyone needed to look ahead, not behind. The aging veterans on the team were considered too long in the tooth, and expectations were not high for the 1989-90 season. The season seemed to be cursed from the start. Grant Fuhrer went down.
From Mullen out in front, saved by Ranford.
And backup Bill Ranford was called in to take over. Then 4 games into the season, Jimmy Carson, one of the key young players dealt to Edmonton in the Gretzky trade, quit the team and demanded a trade. He was suspended by Glenn Sather and sat at home and waited. Leave it to the Great One to remind Oilers fans how much they missed him.
Oilers win the draw. Kevin Lowe off the glass, kept in by Duchesne. A rolling puck hitter, but Gretzky scores!
I want to thank the Edmonton Oilers players who I developed great friendships with for all their support. I'd like to thank the Edmonton Oilers organization for this special occasion, especially you, the fans. It was a tremendous feeling in the last minute. Thank you very much.
Knocked off his stick. Flatley spins it in front. LaFontaine scores!
The team sputtered a month in and found themselves last in the Smythe division. Then news broke on November 2nd.
So Jimmy Carson gets his wish to play with his hometown Red Wings.
And in return, the Oilers got Adam Graves, Peter Klima, and Joe Murphy.
We made the deal with Detroit, and it helped fill a lot of things. We tried to, stick it around, make some moves to build the team stronger every year, and it was a pretty good hockey club.
Lamb centers it. Woodburger jams it. They score!
Head coach John Muckler took the young group of Graves, Murphy, and Martin Jelena to create what they called the Kid Line.
Glenn Sather made that fabulous deal with Detroit, and of course Graves and Martin and Murph came on a little bit quicker than we thought they were going to come and played a major role.
The line of Murphy, Graves, and Jelena. Sting, Kelly, Rudy, and the Los Angeles Kings.
As the regular season ended, the team found themselves behind the Flames for second place in the division and would play the Winnipeg Jets in the first round. a team that had never won a playoff game in Edmonton. But all of that was about to change.
Northlands Coliseum is a difficult building in which to win if you are not the Edmonton Oilers, and the Winnipeg Jets know it. They did not win here all season, have never won here in the playoffs.
Time is on net, being checked. Howard-Chuck has it, tries to jam, and he scores! Howard-Chuck picked up that puck, and with the wraparound, slipped it past Ranford. Olsen, cross ice, Dellett, there's the shot, scores! Mantha scores from the blue line. Mo Mantha with a shot from the blue line that beat Bill Ranford. And that is the siren to end the game, with the Winnipeg Jets scoring what has to be considered a mild upset, defeating the Edmonton Oilers.
Down 3-1, everyone counted the Oilers out. But that core group that was too long in the tooth, they had other plans.
Save there. Race for the loose puck. Aston is going to go in alone. Brent Aston. Oh, what a save by Ranford. The puck got past him, and he reached back with his stick to get it again.
So it will be Los Angeles and Edmonton, and Craig McTavish is the first over to congratulate Bill Ranford, and rightly so. He is the hero for the Oilers in Game 7.
If we can go on and win a Stanley Cup, I'd attribute 50% of our success to that particular series. It brought our team together better than we have been in a couple years.
There was a lot of adversity around that because we were down, and normally we weren't down like that. But that year we were, and the team came back and won, and away we went.
Wayne Gretzky is back. No longer a friend. This is war now between the Kings and the Oilers.
For the second year in a row, they faced the Kings and their brother Wayne. But this time, it would be different.
Bill Ranford is going to post his first ever playoff shutout.
Gretzky's back injury kept him at bay and forced him out of Game 4.
Rebound in front, Murphy scores! And the Oilers win it, and the Kings season is over.
I think our guys played their hearts out after Game 3. And, not much can be said. We played hard and we lost to a good hockey team.
The last time these teams met in the postseason was 1985. They scored goals at an unprecedented rate. 65 goals, that was and is an NHL record for one series.
Lead pass for Messier. He's going in alone. He shoots, he scores!
The only thing standing in their way to another Stanley Cup final was the Chicago Blackhawks.
He leaves it for Buchberger, in front for Klima, he scores! Boom hits Lemieux and sends him right into the Edmonton bench. Rink-wide pass is intercepted by Graves. In front for Murphy, he scores! The countdown is over. The Edmonton Oilers will move on to the Stanley Cup final against the Boston Bruins.
I'd just like to accept this on behalf of my teammates, and it's a small step to our goal that we started out at the start of the year, which is the Stanley Cup, and this is just a small goal towards it. Thank you.
The Oilers were off to their 6th final in 8 years. But they had to defeat the Boston Bruins, the best team in the NHL that season, and one of the best defensemen of all time.
I mean, I just dream about winning this cup. And it's so tough to win it because there's a lot of good hockey teams out there. There's 21 teams and there's only one winner. And to win it all, it's quite a feat, and I'd like to do it.
Good evening and welcome to historic Boston Garden. It's the Edmonton Oilers without Wayne Gretzky, and although the Oilers want to downplay it, it's the most compelling story of their year to date. That they're back this far, this fast, after a one-year emotional hiatus is remarkable. A tribute to the veterans and to the newcomers, but we all know in those 4 Stanley Cup victories, the final blows were usually compliments of Wayne Gretzky. To shake his shadow, Edmonton must win the Cup in 1990.
The stage was set for Game 1 in Boston, but no one anticipated the record-setting night that would occur.
McTavish and Curry. Klima catching up. He's in. She scores! the Edmonton Oilers.
After taking the first 2 games in Boston, it was back to Edmonton.
Check by Neely. Neely going in with Bice. Neely, a backhander, a save. Score, Bice on the rebound. The Bruins score right away. And they salute Andy Moe. What a tremendous performance.
Second guy's got to bend the puck, can't turn away, gang.
Again, Messier coming in. Good play.
The Cup was in the Garden for Game 5, and the Oilers knew they could finish off the Bruins.
The Oilers hope for a road victory in the Stanley Cup Championship tonight. The Bruins are on the brink, and it's in their home rink that they'll try to stave off elimination in Game 5.
And it's Janney going right in on goal. Oh, and Radford took it away from him. Anderson races in for Edmonton. Anderson made a big play. He scores! Anderson on a big play, scoring, and the Oilers get the first one, lead 1-0. Anderson in, set it up, Simpson, right in, he scores! Simpson scoring for Edmonton on a great play by Anderson. Once again, Hockey Night in Canada salutes the Edmonton Oilers, Stanley Cup champions 1990.
From a team that had no expectations and nothing to lose, to a trade with Detroit, the kid line, Ranford, it all added up to one thing: a 5th Stanley Cup.
Although we won it without Wayne, there's still always going to be a large part of him here as long as I'm here. And Mark, he was the leader for all these years, and I think he helped us develop into solid NHLers, and hopefully we can lend that sort of leadership to the young guys the way he did with us.
That's coach of all time right there.
There wasn't ever any, we did it without Wayne. It was never discussed, because Wayne was a full 2 years gone. But I'll say this about Gretz, was he was the first guy to phone us and congratulate us. In fact, he got us in the dressing room. It just spoke volumes of him, and how he was cheering for us.
Wayne was the biggest part of this organization for 10 years, and part of the Stanley Cup is his. He helped us get to the point of where we are with the development of the team and the players, and I'm sure they all feel like he's still part of this organization.
Our nucleus in Edmonton was always strong. We had an all-star team, great cast, solid defense, and great goaltending. Even though Fierzy was hurt in '90, Billy Ranford won the Conn Smythe. You don't win championships without either one.
The happy kid that had never won a playoff game in the National Hockey League before this year, Bill Ranford.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1990 Conn Smythe Trophy will now be presented to Edmonton Oiler goaltender Bill Ranford.
It's just amazing feeling just to be involved, and to win it. I'm just so happy for everybody.
I guess this is the cup to start the 90s, and our city of Edmonton truly are a city of champions.
Well, Gretz, I'll tell you one thing. Kevin and I are laying in bed this afternoon on a thing, and we went out and said, let's go win this one for Gretz, baby. And this is for you, Wayne, right here, baby, all the way. We love you. All right.
For us, it was bittersweet, to be very honest with you. I don't think anybody in that room felt more of a sense of accomplishment because we were able to do it without Wayne. If anything, I think we felt a little bit sad that he wasn't there to share it with us because of all the great times and all the things that he had taught us over those years and his leadership when he was there. And so when you lose a brother like that, it's for us, I think it was, more of a sadness than a feeling that, wow, we were able to do this without Wayne. But again, on those teams there, we had a lot of gritty players with a lot of wars under their belt that buckled down and played some amazing hockey to win that 5th Cup. "30 years after winning that last Cup, the Oilers have a new superstar,
and a new group of leaders that look to bring a cup home to Edmonton once again.